Hello students, welcome back to the YouTube channel of Venus Public School. We will be continuing with chapter 6 of class 8, which is combustion and flame, and today we are going to discuss the topic, the very important topic of this chapter, which is structure of a candle flame. Okay, so on the basis of this topic I am going to give you a small homework or activity homework which you will have to do at your home, and so let us start with this topic. Okay, so basically whenever we have we observe, you might have observed any kind of flame. Whenever any object used to burn, it used to produce flame. If it is producing flame, you might have observed the flame is not showing the same color uniformly. That means the color of the flame is not uniform from where it origins and from where it reaches. Clear? So from at the bot at from inside to outside, the color is not uniform of a flame. Clear? And so basically what is the reason behind it? So basically the flame of any burning material has different zones in it. Clear? So let us discuss each and every zone one after other. So basically there are three main zones of a flame. Okay, the first one or the outermost is non-luminous zone, second one is luminous zone, and third one is dark zone. Okay, so as you can see this picture here, this is a wax candle. Clear? And this is wick, candle wick. Okay, we used to lit the wick. What happens basically, and this is the overall flame. Clear? But this flame is again divided into three sections. Number one, and all three sections are having different colors in it. Clear? Number one, the portion which is at the wick side, clear, nearest to the wick, okay, is the dark zone, which is different in color. Next one is this middle zone, which is again different in color, and the outermost zone. Okay, so let us discuss each and every zone one after others. First one is non-luminous zone. Clear? So this outermost zone is non-luminous zone. It is the zone where complete combustion is happening. Clear? Complete combustion is taking place in the sufficient supply of air. Basically in non-luminous zone, what is it? Complete combustion. Complete combustion is happening or taking place in the presence of sufficient supply of air. Okay, because it is the outermost zone, so it comes into the contact, it comes into the contact of air. That's why it has sufficient amount of air supply or oxygen supply. So this is called this undergoes complete combustion, and thus this is called non-luminous zone. Number one. Number two, it is the hottest part. As complete combustion is happening, so it is the most efficient part of the flame. That means it is the hottest part. Okay, so it is the hottest part. And number three, the most important thing is it is blue in color. It is blue in color. Okay, so non-luminous zone or the outermost zone, we can also say outermost zone. Basically outermost zone is not a technical term or not a scientific term. The scientific term for the outermost part of the flame is non-luminous zone. Okay, and it has three characteristics. Number one, complete combustion taking place because of the sufficient supply of air. Second, hottest part, it is the hottest part of the flame. Okay, if you want more, like if you want higher temperatures, you have to use, for any purpose, you have to use the outermost zone of a flame. Okay, and the third part is it is blue in color. So how can you identify the difference between the zones? It is blue in color. Clear? This is about the first portion or the outermost part of the flame, that is this part. Okay, this is blue in color. Now second part is luminous zone. Luminous zone or middle zone. We can also say middle zone. Again, middle zone is not the proper term for this, but the proper term or scientific term for this is luminous zone. Okay, so this is the middle part, which is luminous zone. This zone undergoes incomplete combustion. Clear? This part undergoes incomplete combustion. First of all, incomplete combustion. Middle zone, because Why it undergoes incomplete combustion? Because the air which comes directly in contact with the outermost zone is not able to move inside, some of it is able to move inside. So that's why because of the insufficient supply of air, this part, the middle zone, this part of the flame undergoes incomplete combustion. Clear? And because of this, it is moderately hot. Clear? So the outermost zone undergoes complete combustion due to the sufficient supply of air, because it is the outermost layer. That's why it directly comes into contact with the air. That's why it undergoes complete combustion. Whereas luminous zone is middlemost zone, and that's why less amount of air reaches there. That's why it undergoes incomplete combustion, and that's why it is moderately hot. It is less efficient than that of the outermost layer in terms of heat energy produced by the flame. And it is, how we can identify it, it is yellow in color. Clear? So it is yellow in color. So you by yellow color you will be able to identify from where this zone starts till what is the region of this this zone. Clear? And the last is dark zone. Clear? And innermost zone. Again innermost zone is not the term is dark zone. Okay, so during the examination we are not supposed to use these terms, outermost, middle or inner. Clear? These terms can be used during the definition. Okay, while we are writing a definition, we can use these terms in the definition, but the scientific names, the scientific terms which we have to use for these different zones are non-luminous zone, luminous zone and dark zone. If you are going to use these, it is not appropriate, and marks we might cut the marks. So make it sure, keep this in your mind, that the scientific terms you will have to use are non-luminous, luminous and dark zone. So last is dark zone. So dark zone is the region where there is no supply of air, because this is the innermost zone. So there is no supply of air, and the non-combustion, because there is no combustion basically in there. So no combustion, non-combustion region. First of all, it is non-combustion region. Okay, there is no combustion taking place in there. Outermost zone, complete combustion; middle zone, incomplete combustion; and the innermost zone, it is no non-combustion zone. Okay, and why it is happening? Because of non-supply, because there is no air which is reaching till the innermost zone. So due to the non-supply of air, this undergoes non-combustion. Clear? It covers the area surrounding the wick. Basically, it covers the area which is surrounded by the wick is called dark zone. Clear? And it has the least temperature. Least temperature means least efficient, because there is no combustion is taking place, so there is no heat produced over there. So it is having least temperature, and it is least efficient as well. Okay, in terms of production of heat energy, this zone is least efficient. Okay, so least temperature is there, and it sometimes a small blue color region is observed. Blue color region is observed near the wick. Okay, and that particular region is called innermost or dark zone. Okay, but basically this area is black in color, basically because this wick is burning over here, so it looks black in color, but sometimes this area is also looks blue in color. Okay, and because of the non-combustion, it produces carbon monoxide. Fourth point is there, carbon monoxide. Okay, CO, carbon monoxide basically. So because of the non-combustion, or because of the burning of this vapors of wax, near the wick because of the vapors of this wax, candle wax, present there, and due to this, the combustion of these, or due to the burning of these wax vapors, basically carbon monoxide is produced over there, which is a pollutant, which will be considered as a pollutant gas. Clear? So, and this is due to the non-combustion, this is due to the incomplete, again because this wax is burning, so this is again the air is not able to reach there, so this would be, this again would be a non-combustion, or a very like incomplete combustion is taking place, and due to the incomplete combustion, carbon monoxide as a product is released. Clear? So this is what all three layers are. I am repeating the entire concept. The outermost zone, this is the flame, this is the structure of a flame. Any flame would not be showing you a constant color or uniformly from the inner, from like for entire design, it will never show you a uniform color. Okay, and this color represents the different zones. And what are the different zones of flame? Number one, luminous zone, which is the outermost zone. It undergoes a complete combustion, it is the hottest, and it is blue in color. Number two, luminous zone, which is the middle zone. It undergoes incomplete combustion due to the non-supply of sufficient air. It is moderately hot, and it is yellow in color. Dark zone, it is basically black because the candle wick or the fuel or the source, the substance is burning over there, so it is black in color. But sometimes it shows a very light blue color flame, which is due to the burning of due to the vapors of wax. Okay, and which produces carbon monoxide. Clear? And it is having least temperature in it, and it is non-combustion zone. Clear? So this is what a candle flame is. Now I am just going to tell you how this entire process is happening. Entire process of burning of this candle is happening, or how this flame is produced while a candle is burning. But I am going to give you a homework. That is, what you all have to do is, you all have to light a candle at your home. Okay, and you will have to observe it for the 5 minutes. Clear? From like throughout the process, like you will lit the candle from the beginning, like take a candle and then take a matchbox, lit it, and before lighting it, keep observing it. Okay, when you lit it, what would be the color, how the wax is melting, how everything is happening, how the wax is going on the top, and you will have to observe each and everything for 5 minutes. You will have to observe it. After that, you will have to write down the entire process in your copy. Okay, entire process, like whatever you will observe, whatever changes you will observe, whatever change in color, whatever like falling of wax, melting of wax, how wax is like going up, everything to the wick. Okay, so everything you will have to note it down in a paper. Clear? And you will have to observe it for 5 minutes. After that, you can turn it off. Clear? Okay. So now, after this topic, we have two more topics left with us. Number two, first topic is fuel and its efficiency. So as we have discussed, what are fuels? So fuels are basically the substances which used to burn for the production of energy at reasonable rates. Okay, for the production of energy at reasonable rates. So we it is fuel. So now we have to discuss how we can like summarize, or how we can conclude whether a fuel is more efficient or less efficient or inefficient. Clear? So tomorrow we are going to the first topic of tomorrow's discussion would be fuel and its efficiencies, and then after that we will discuss the last topic of the chapter, which is effects of burning of fuel in the on the environment. Clear? So what effects does fuel possess while you burn some fuels? What effect does they possess on the nature, on the environment? Clear? So these are the two topics which are left from in this chapter. Tomorrow we will finish both the topics and we will be done with the chapter also. Okay.